You know, I'm just gonna say it. These are the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn, period. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be reviewing the Nike Road Warriors. But before we start today's review, I'd like to kick it off with a kick check. The kicks I'm wearing today are the Nike Sakai Waffles in the Pine Green colorway. These shoes released on September 12th, 2019 for a retail price of $160. These shoes also released in the second wave with the black and white colorway. These shoes released on July 17th with a retail price of a whopping $500. And these shoes released on Nike sneakers in a men's full-size run. The Nike Road Warriors is the latest shoe that Nike is releasing in their lifestyle/running collection. And lately, they've been releasing a lot of different models in that line, like the Alpha Flies and the double stack zoom units. But what makes this shoe so different is that Nike decided to implement new technology, structures, and systems in this shoe, which is why it makes this shoe look so different. The box on the Nike Road Warriors looks like a prototype box because it has different prints and labels on the outside of the box that makes it look like the shoe is currently being tested on the Nike campus, so later it will be released to the public. Initially, the upper of the shoe just looked like a hot mess to me, but after diving into the shoe and seeing how the upper functions, this just looks like a masterpiece to me. Starting it off, this upper is a one booty construction with a mostly sail knit material with hits of orange and blue on it. And this knit material feels more like an Adidas Prime knit because of how soft it is, rather than a Nike Fly knit, which is geared towards more of a structure. Starting it off with the toe box, which is, in my opinion, the weirdest part about this shoe, is there's an actual split in the shoe on the toe, separating your big toe with the rest of the toes on your feet. And this is inspired by the Japanese sandals that they would wear because that also has a split down the toe, separating those toes. And when wearing it, it actually isn't that uncomfortable because it just feels like regular flip-flops you're wearing. But when I was trying on the shoe, I kind of came into a problem that I was like, oh, how do I wear socks with these? Because you can't wear ordinary socks with this shoe. But after looking further into the shoe, I actually found that Nike actually came with these socks with the actual toe splits in them. And it does look funky, but sadly, that's the only type of socks you can wear with these shoes. There are two pull tabs on the shoe, one running all the way on top of the shoe and one in the heel. And these two pull tabs actually really help your foot get inside the shoe, because initially it's quite hard to get your foot inside the shoe, but once it's actually in the shoe, it fits very nicely, just like a sock. Now moving to the lacing system of the shoe, Nike decided to try out a new lacing system, which is like a buckle lacing system. And the way it works is that you press these orange and blue buttons to release the buckle and to move the straps to either tighten or loosen the shoe. And to simply just lock it back in, all you have to do is just release the buttons. And honestly, this lacing system works very well. I can definitely notice when I'm tightening and loosening the shoe. And once you completely unstrap the shoe, it is way easier to put on the shoe. And once I actually lock in the shoe, it's locked in place and my foot will not move. So overall, this lacing system is actually really good. And now, the padding of the shoe, there's so much padding on the heel, it just feels really nice when you wear it and it's overall so comfortable. Overall, this shoe just looks wild, but I love it. Because after diving into the upper, I just see how every part of this upper functions and actually has a purpose for this shoe. And it just makes me appreciate how much thought Nike put into the shoe, which is why I appreciate the shoe so much. Now moving to the midsole of the shoe is separated into two parts. Right below your foot is this really soft foam. And honestly, this is like the softest foam I've ever felt. And Nike didn't specify what type of foam they used when I researched it, so I assume this is just a new type of foam that they're using because honestly, it is just softer than Zoom X, but Zoom X has a very light feel to it, and this has a more heavier feel to it. And the second part of this midsole is the springboard combined with a whole bunch of zoom units. And comfort-wise, these are the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn. With the springboard on the heel, it just gives so much give to the shoe with the zoom pod, with the two zoom pods literally stacked on the arch of your foot. It just feels like the midsole is literally molding to your foot, which feels so nice. And just the cherry on top are these two zoom pods on the forefoot, which just makes the shoe overall so comfortable. The outsole of the shoe is a waffle design reimagined. So it is just the traditional waffle outsole that you see on the Sacai waffles or the Nike waffles, but what they decided to do is that they took the waffles and kind of just mixed and matched it to make a different pattern on it. And durability wise, this is a very stiff rubber compound, so you should be fine with durability. Now to the fitting of the shoe. This is a 9.5, and even though this thing looks huge, it does fit true to size lengthwise, and I have a narrow foot, but it did feel very roomy widthwise, so wide footers out there, you should be fine going true to size. Overall, the Nike Road Warriors is one of the most polarizing shoes Nike's come out with. And just like all of you guys watching, I thought initially the shoe was hot garbage, but after diving into the shoe and wearing these, I just think these shoes are so fire because every part of the shoe has a function. And because of that, it made the shoe feel like it was personally fitted for me, and which brought the comfort level to the shoe just to another level. And I personally would pay $500 for these, but resale price of almost $700, that might be quite questionable. But the only thing I don't like about this shoe is the toe split of the shoe. I just think functionality wise, it's not that good because you're very limited to how you wear the shoe. Because for me, I could only wear the shoe with the socks that Nike gave me. And let's say I lost those or they broke. I would have to go out of my way to buy a certain type of socks for that instead of just wearing plain old socks. So I just feel like I'm very limited with how to wear the shoe. But other than that, I just think these shoes are so fire, and honestly, they're a piece of art. So overall, I give this shoe a 9.5 out of 10. And that is it for today's review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram. Peace.